Week number 2 of the Coast to Coast Racing League brings us to Lima Land Motorsports Park, the home of the University of Northwestern Ohio, as we welcome you to another edition of Monday Night Madness, brought to you by the Osh Weekend Speedway. We get set to go for our B Division Rebels coverage. The Rebels are brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. We welcome you to our pre-race show, brought to you by Tim Chapman Racing, as you take a look at Lima Land Motorsports Park. A lot of grooves in this track, very wide, very tight, but it's a lot of fun to race at, and one will come home as the winner. So glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Scala with you. So as we get set to go this evening for this race here, we've only had one race so far, and the winner in Rebels and Renegades coverage, that was Steven Spees. Spees taking over his first win of the season, but Spees is not here racing for points. He's really here for a lot of fun. We're getting right into the thick of things here. Here is how tonight's events will work. No qualifying. All the action you see for the starting lineups are done by random draw. Top 4 will transfer into the field, where we'll have the rest of the field go into a B main. The heats of the B mains are each 8 laps, and we'll have at most a 24-car field for our features this evening. The feature for the Rebels is 30 laps, and for the Renegades later on is 35. Field is set to go as we are just about ready for our first feature this evening, our first heat this evening. And heat race number 1 of the evening is brought to you by our good friends at Flatline Racing Bodies. Flatline Racing Bodies. Quality racing bodies produced by former regional short track champion in NASCAR, Dan Chapman, in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Here's how the lineup looks for heat race number 1. Pat Boyce and Craig Levin make up the front row. Row number 2, Rich Holland and Jeff Fitzpatrick. In your third row, Will Sargent and Brian Dickens. And starting from P7 this evening, G.J. Boydell in the 014. When to go here until we go racing. We're set for our first heat race. Winner starts from pole position for our 30-lap feature. Again, top 4 transfer, bottom 3 go into the B main. Here we go, heat 1's underway. Boyce gets out with a great jump, but they stack up from behind and trouble. Somehow everyone keeps it straight. Levin was the first one sideways, but keeps it going, but it's Pat Boyce that leads the opening lap. Wild racing here as into it. It's Dickens and Sargent. Levin takes away fifth. Jeff Fitzpatrick currently with the final transfer spot at the moment, and he's got clean control of it at the moment, no mistakes, and he's into the show. Best race on track for second. G.J. Boydell and Rich Holland. Boydell's got the runner-up spot. You're right on board with the 014 as he looks to close in on the Salty Dog in Pat Boyce, as they're just about side by side for the race lead. Ooh, look at this slider from Boydell, and it pays off big time. Boydell takes the lead, a lap that was 3/10 better last time by than Pat Boyce, and he's checked out of the hotel without any issues. Holland rides in third in the brand new 116, followed by Fitzpatrick in fourth. Gap between Fitzpatrick and Levin, 1.9 seconds. Of course, you'll see here early on the heats in the event, the heats, that bottom line will be the place to go, specifically the slider line. But in the feature, anywhere can go anywhere. Specifically, the high side will start to come in a lot with it being fresh. Checkers are out for heat 1. Boydell takes the win. Pat Boyce second, Rich Holland third, Jeff Fitzpatrick fourth. Those are your top 4 drivers that will be moving on. Moving on to heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. At Langdon Mechanical, we are the second to none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area. And promise our customers our own professionally trained Langdon specialists will be there personally every step of the way. We guarantee your customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance service of your heating and or cooling system. Every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance service call we make is backed to 100% by Langdon. Here's the starting lineup. Jeff Shaw and Brandon Dittmer. That is row number 1. Jeremy Paulson and Cody Graham. That is row number 2. Graham making his first ever start in Monday Night Madness. Brad Waite and Joseph Grandy, row 3. And Dustin Sargent starts from P7. Sargent just coming off the Raiders victory a couple of minutes ago. Drivers tonight following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck. Phone to help the dirt track community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Winner starts outside next to G.J. Boydell. Top 4 move on. Late start. Here we go. Spider Monkey uses the cushion but banks the wall. Off at turn 2, sets up 3 wide for the 3rd position. Joseph Grandy rocks it around the cushion. And Dittmer leads lap 1. Grandy moves up to 2nd. They were 3 wide for the 4th position. Big Money taking advantage of it in Dustin Sargent. Now he moves up to 3rd past Nick Shell. And a race for the lead starts to develop. Brandon Dittmer against Joseph Grandy. You ride on board with the Spider Monkey. You see they got it set up all determined for the top shelf of this racetrack. How it'll play out. Meanwhile, here's the race for 4th. Jeremy Paulson just took all the spots away. 4 cars all with a blanket for the final spot. You see, that's Cody Graham hauling his way in there in P6. As Waite throws the slider. Graham throws the crossover for 5th. That's going to help the 000 or the 00 Paulson pull away. 2 to go. Oh no! Dittmer's flipping it. Oh, he caught. Who did he catch? He caught Paulson. Paulson's lost the top wing. He's damaged. That puts Graham into the 4th spot. Brad Waite's the first out. Final lap underway. It's not over just yet. Paulson with it for now. Starts to close in. Rather, Graham starts to close it on Paulson. Here's the race for 4th. Graham has 4th. Grandy picks up the heat win. Sargent, Paulson, and Graham round out your top 4. What a tough break for the driver of the number 83. And while we are at it, let's take a look and show you what just happened with Brandon Dittmer before we go racing. So he came off at turn 4. Oh, he had already lost the lead. Take a look at this. He rode the wall in 1 and 2, just came in way too hot. And then he had damage, just continued to ride again. No, this time he was fine, but then tried to chastain it. And the car didn't like that, caught air. And a wild ride for the Spider Monkey as it backflips. Field is rolling off here for heat race number 3. Let's get you the lineup for heat 3 while at it. Zach Chapman, Brian Moore Sr. Welcome back to the drive of the 558. That's row number 1. Row 2, Gavin Chatham and Jesse Bandy. Or rather, yes, Gavin Chatham, Jesse Bandy. Andy Patton Trent for straight in row 3. Steve Bixler with a heat EOL as he starts from P7. Winner starts inside of row number 2. This heat brought to you by Venom Racing, official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Zach Chapman, Brian Moore, bring us to green. Here we go. Chapman, oh, he almost cut off Brian Moore Sr. Jesse Bandy goes 2 for 1 at the grocery store. Not for long. Chapman leads lap number 1. Jesse Bandy took the grid at the 5th position, moved up to 3rd, and racing for the lead. On board with the 57, make it on board with the 72 here, as he's got the high side. That's a smart lead over the Vanderbilt Master at the moment. Moore Sr. 3rd, Chatham is 4th. Comfortable lead over Verstraeten and Patton, who battle for 5th. Here goes Chatham underneath Moore Sr. for the 3rd spot, but he can't get that low line to work. Moore's got the cushion. Down big time. 3 laps to go. Everyone's working the top shelf of this racetrack. Right next to the wall, not really a huge cushion at the moment. No humps right now, so it's nice to see. Everyone's just being patient. If you want to really make a pass, it's going to have to come down to a slide job. Let's see what Chatham does. Moore just about tasted the wall off at turn 2. Throws the slider, crisscross, and we've got a race for the final spot. Here comes Verstraeten in the brand new scheme. Moore throws a slide job. Verstraeten takes the 3rd spot out of nowhere. Coming to the checkered flag. Who's going to get 4th? Moore Sr. gets 4th at the end. Chatham and Patton got in there at the nick of time. But it's Verstraeten 3rd, Moore Sr. 4th. They get the final spots in. That was a fun one. We move to heat race number 4. Heat 4 brought to you by Maurer Farm Management, the official sponsor of the retreads 55+ division. On the front row, we've got Greg Parmer-Lee in the 4, Joe Backus in the 46. Row 2, JR John Rayner in the 302, and the detective, last week's winner, Steven Spees in the 55. Row 3, Zach Neubauer in the 52, and Mike Cranmer in the 70. Rounding out the field, Gary Uffa in car number 94. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. We'll be sure to give you a shout out on the air. And hello to Donovan Ross, watching as always. Hello to Sad Music Is My Only Happy. Ryan Herr also watching. Thanks for tuning in, man. If you want to apply, you have to go to the Coast to Coast Racing League website, c2cro.com. You have to pay a fee as well to join in. I believe the fee is due this weekend. I can't recall correctly, but check c2cro.com. Contact them for more details. This Rebels event, you have to be eligible. If you begin, you're immediately put in the C division, the Raiders, that just took place about an hour ago. Heat 4, here we go. Winner starts outside row 2, and we're green. Parmalee immediately gets up to the top. Backus tries to counter it back. Nearly 3 wide for the race lead. But it's 2 by 2 in the corner. Here comes Zach Neubauer all the way down to the basement. He moves up to the 4th spot. But the race for the lead is on. Backus, slide job on Parmalee. And Parmalee goes on a wheelie. Let's see if Spees uses that to his advantage. He'll set the crisscross maneuver up on Parmalee and take away P2. Here's the view from the Young Gun Creations drone. And Spees takes the lead thanks to a slider. Just for a split second. 3 wide for the top spot. Contact big time. Lana.co. Spees in the wall. And him and Kramer go around. Spees up on his lead. And the defending champ, or the last week's winner, I should say, will have to do some work. But you got 3 drivers all under a blanket. Backus, Parmalee, and Neubauer. Let's go to 4th. Offit and Rayner could fight for a spot in. Neubauer underneath Parmalee for P2. Tries to get some bite, but you see that low side just a bit slick already. Like the high groove of the track that still has the cushion. Really have to be next to that wall as close as you can without hitting it. Probably, I think he's going to be patient. I think he's testing out the slider line. He may set it up in 3 and 4. He should have done it, though, in 1 and 2, in my opinion. Let's see what he does here. He'll keep it on the middle line. Not going to take the risk because he's in the show. Backus wins the heat. Parmalee 2nd, Neubauer 3rd, and Offit 4th. And so we move on to our B main, where we've taken 16. Your top 8 will move on. Bottom 4 drivers will go home. Here's the lineup for heat race number 1. Craig Leven and Brad Waite, your front row. Gavin Chatham and JR. John Rayner is row 2. Will Sargent and Nick Shell, row number 3. The General, Andy Patton and Mike Cranmer, row number 4. Row 5, Brian Dickens and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. And in row number 6, the Mayor, Steve Bixler, and the Detective, Steven Spees. Set to go racing here, 4-hour Beeman to figure out who's going to make it into the big show. We'll focus on the driver that's in 8th once we complete the first lap. And again, starting 8th is Brandon Dittmer. B-Main brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Gonna be a wild B-Main. This B-Main actually, correction, 10 laps now. They've put it back up to 10 and not 8 like last week, as here we go. One thundering off turn 2, finding as many lanes as they can. Leaving and wait, side by side for the lead. Look at the stack of them 8th on back. Nick Shell with the advantage. Dick is down low. Dittmer up high for the final spot. Dittmer's got traffic 4 wide off of turn 2. And Brian Dickens has the final transfer spot out for long. And look out! 4 cars involved, one of them flipping. That's Will Sargent. Steven Spees, last week's winner, may not make it in. He's in 10th past Meg Cranmer. Bixler is back in 9th. Brandon Dittmer made it through barely to take the 8th place spot. He's now in 7th. Oh, look out, they may still wreck. Sargent made contact with Chatham. And it's a hornet's nest in turn 2. Oh, look out, Rayner is gone. And collects Bixler, who's going to get through to 8th. Here goes Mike Cranmer, and we got a race for the final transfer spot. Mike against Spees. Spees underneath, side by side for the final spot. As Spees takes the final transfer spot away. Rayner is trying to limp that car back to the pits and complete every lap as he can. But his time may have come short. Steven Spees, from being wrecked, is in 8th. And the quickest car on the track, Brandon Dittmer, ladies and gentlemen. Trying whatever he can do to get past Dickens for the 3rd spot. You see, he tries the slide job, doesn't work. Back to 8th, gap has increased 0.8 of a second for Steven Spees. Maybe going on a last to first charge here this evening. Final lap is underway. Greg Levin, Brad Waite, no change amongst the front row. They'll start 17th and 18th tonight. Dickens 3rd, Dittmer 4th, Chatham 5th, Patton 6th, Shell 7th, and Spees in 8th. Well, that was a B-Main for sure, ladies and gentlemen. Well, drivers are on track as we get set for the Osh Weekend Speedway warm-up watch. First feature coming up in just a moment on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are set to get going for our first feature of the evening. Let's meet the field. Here's the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, G.J. Boydell in the 014 and Joseph Grandy in the 518. Row number 2, Scooby-Doo, Zach Chapman in the 72 and Pat Boyce in the 46. Row 3, Joe Backus in the 46. Row 3, Pat Boyce in the 41 and Dustin Big Money Sargent in the 77. Row 4, the Bandy Belt Masters, Jesse Bandy and Greg Parmalee in the 4. Round out your top 10, Rich Holland in the 116 and Jeremy Paulson in the 00. Row 6, Trent Verstraeten in the 088 and Zach Dubauer in the 52. Row 7, Jeff Fitzpatrick in the 90 and Cody Graham in the 08. Row number 8, Brian Moore Sr. in the 558 and Gary Hoffa in the 94. Row 9, Craig Leven in the 610 and Brad Wade in the 814. Row 10, Brian Dickens in the 122 and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row 11, Gavin Chatham in the 99, Andy Patman in the 87. Rounding out your field this evening, Nick Shaw in the 58 and Steven Speed in the 55. Field rolling off here. We are one lap away from going green. Let's know your pick to win in the chat below. My pick to win, I am going to go with, give me Dustin Sargent from 5th in this one. But it should be a fun one. It is the Rebels, where you can expect anything and everything. 30 laps, the feature this evening. We're glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're set for the Lucy Olson start. She's actually playing right now in the NCAA women's tournament at the moment. Round number 2 for Villanova. But while we're at it, let's go racing. Three wide for the lead. Joseph Grandy edges out G.J. Boydell and leads lap number 1. But it is a huge scrum on the I-90, a traffic jam, I guess you could say. Here comes Big Money around the top shelf on Jesse Bandy as he looks for the 3rd position on the racetrack. Zach Chapman tries to follow suit and staying with Backus in the 46. Oh, big wreck happening here, and a big pile up. Dittmer's upside down. Up and over he went. Jeff Fitzpatrick is also involved, going the wrong way. We'll take a look here at a replay and show you what brought out our first yellow this evening. Malcolm's replay. It's a Salty Dogs caution, and ironically, we're looking at Pat Boyce. Him and Parmalee just got together. Fitzpatrick, how does Dittmer get involved? Ooh, he just clips the tire. That's a rough hit. Here's the onboard Jeff Fitzpatrick. See Boyce right in front of him. And we have something too with Brandon Dittmer. Make contact with, I think that was Chatham, and bam. It's a Salty Dogs yellow, but anyway, we're back to green. It's a double file restart. First double file restart. Sargent's up on the wall. There's some contact midfield. Here we go, big wreck. Verstraeten gets a piece of it. I don't think they're done wrecking. No, the caution is out. Somehow they get it all figured out. We'll rewind the footage here. Believe actually they saved it. The caution was called for Gary Offut in the 94. Take a look at what happened to the GoPro ride. Stacking him back, just caught up in the mess with Dustin Sargent and just got 180'd. Watch the start again with Big Money. And he'll catch a huge break here because that caution came out. He'll be able to keep his 4th position. He caught the wall, clips Verstraeten. They all get sideways, and Offut is the victim in it. You just wonder the damage that Dustin may have on the right side of that Premier ride. So try it once again. We'll rack them and stack them back up. Tyler Wilson room for Joseph Granny to take the win. We'll see how he does. He restarts as the leader. 4 go up on the boards. Chapman looks underneath on Jesse Bandy, but can't make the pass work. Gets a clear lead on the Bandy-built Master. Remember, he knows how to rock the... Oh, look out! One driver catches some air like he's riding... Oh, my goodness. He rolled that like he was a half pipe, on a half pipe or something. And that was for Straighten. Jeremy Paulson also involved in that. Contact with Backus, and then a hard shot. Wow, look at that ride. Up and over. We also had something else happen with Paulson. This may have been a separate incident. To this, some contact with Neubauer. Not just once, but twice, and around he went and collects Nick Shell in the process. That's a hard hit. Off and in there with nowhere to go while even trying to slow down. Tough for us, too, to show you onboards here because how quick the caution laps go here at Lima Land Motorsports Park. So another Salty Dogs caution, mission 22 restart. Here we go. Grandy just about kisses the wall. Chapman sideways off of Dustin Sargent. Had contact with Backus. A lot of that code breaks out, but somehow they save it. Holla gets a run around the outside, and it's 3 wide for fifth. They're still side by side. Oh, look out, that's Neubauer, who's side over side, end over end. And we are under another Salty Dogs yellow. What happened to the 52? Ooh, Levin just lost the Neubauer with nowhere to go, and he gets the wall wing first. Ouch, Orama. Right on board with Zach. Watch Levin. Watch how his car bobbles. Oh, that was some big netco with Parmalee. Man, that's a tough break. Couple of drivers have had to deal with netco today. Now, scoring is apparently saying Bandy's the leader. Did he actually make the pass for the lead? And secure it at the line? I don't know on that. As the green flag is back out, we'll have to check that under the next caution flag. And we'll have to rewind it if we do get a caution flag. But Bandy takes the race lead from the looks of it. Grandy looks around the outside. They're side by side for the lead as Grandy's got the preferred cushion. Off the corner. No need for a replay. Grandy takes the lead back. As we've got 9 in the books here at Lima Land. Bandy is just trying to get by, shorter way around the racetrack, but it's just not working out. Cushion is the way to be. Here's Justin Sargent on the top shelf for P3. Judges point out caution. Greg Parmalee is around. Oh no, right in a Neubauer route, trying to get it straightened. And Brad Waite is also involved. Oh my goodness me, what a mess. Here's what happened to Parmalee. Got loose off of 2. That was their contact off of Dickens. Yes, into Chatham and around he went. And Chatham must have taken a big hit too. And this is the part that Neubauer is going to be frustrated with. And you know what that just put him? In a tow situation. Gonna be angry at that for sure. Now Brad Waite apparently was also part of this. This may have been a separate incident. Now watch Parmalee once again. Watch Chatham. Wow, the way he saved it. Unbelievable save. All right, so never mind the replay on when Bandy made the pass on Grandy. So we know Joseph Grandy is leading in the Training Wheels Racing 518. Pace truck is in. Mission 22 restart. Here we go. Hold serve. Bandy sideways off of turn 2, but makes a great save out of it. Boydell's running a nice line around the cushion. Ooh! He got sideways again. He needs to shift up top or else they may be down. He's even loose up there. He's got an issue with the 57. He just lost second to G.J. Boydell. Brad Waite has crashed. No caution. He tows it back to the pits. We stay under the green flag. Ooh, look out for Steven Spees, who got loose. He ramped up the wheel of Brian Moore just lightly. He's having a great run. Currently in 9th after starting in last. A 15, now make it 16 past Moore. Could be 17 if he gets past Holland. From last to 8th, Steven Spees now challenges underneath. They're nearly 4 wide. Spees throws the slider on Holland. Nearly too much of it. And Spees takes away 7th. Leavitt started 17th, he's in 6th. Patton started 22nd, he's in 11th. But the charge for Steven Spees, he wants the bonus points badly. Meanwhile, Grandy still leads a 2.4 advantage on G.J. Boydell, and he is approaching some lap traffic. That's Backus. Let's go back to Steven Spees, and he is on a mission. Next target right now is the 72 of Zach Chapman. He's right on board with the detective. Man, how comfortable he is. Up on the cushion. Ooh, but be careful with your Chapman. He's got to put a lot of yaw into it to avoid making contact, and that got close. Levy may take advantage of it. Doesn't, keeps it going. 10 laps to go here at Lima Land. This is the best race on the track. Fitzpatrick has crashed while under caution. Ooh, and right in front of Grandy, who just barely misses it. And so we'll stack them up. That should be it for lap traffic the rest of this race. Here's what happened in the 90. He may have lost it by himself. Oh, nope, he had some help from Patton. And this is where it got close right there. Man, Grandy nearly, with the bad luck on Monday nights, having to continue. Now, we had another accident happen. This was while we were green. Watch Brad Waite. Got into Parmalee. Yeah, he just decided to park it. Should be 1 to green this time by. For those wondering at home, Joseph Grandy has never won a Rebel race. His best finish is 3rd at Lanier. I don't even think he's ever won a Monday Night Madness race. That could change here. Eight laps of racing to go. As Grandy holds serve. Boydell second. Here comes Bandy underneath. As the car improved from him. Wild racing. They're 4 and 3 wide. Off of turn 4. It's getting wild here. Dustin Sargent and Craig Leven for 4th. How about the run for Leven tonight? Incredible effort he's put in that 610. Steven Spees around the outside looks for 6th. We've got Brian Moore in 5th, Dustin Sargent in 4th. Here's the race for 2nd, 300ths. Separate Boydell and Bandy. So much racing in the witching hour of this one for the B division. 4 laps of racing to go. Joseph Grandy, looking for his first ever Monday Night Madness win. He's never won in any of the top 3 divisions. He's got lap traffic in front, shouldn't be an issue. 2 to go. Leavin's crashed it. Leavin's out of the race. Oh no, it's the wrong way. Caution comes out. Whoa, my goodness. Joseph Grandy is going to have to fight hard for this one. He is not happy about that once again. So he nearly got an incident the second time. Let's see here. Did he just lose? Oh, man. Just bobbled and just lost it completely. He's going to rear end. Watch out there. Wait to see the onboard Joseph. And watch how tight this is between him and Grandy. Right there! Oh my goodness. That's way too dangerous. Really dangerous there. I would probably be rethinking that if I were Craig. Nothing against him, but I would definitely rethink that in the future, especially with the yellow already out. Watch how tight this is. Look how close he gets in this. Alrighty. Try this one more time. We're in a green-white checkered situation. First of 2 attempts. Can Grandy get his first ever Monday Night Madness win? He gets a breather lap here, luckily, because it's a restart. Bandy takes second from Boydell for right now, but they'll probably stay side by side from this point out to the checkers. White flag is out meanwhile. Joseph Grandy a lap away. He's had so many attempts. He's come so close so many times. But through 3 and 4, Joseph Grandy is a Monday Night Madness winner. Bandy second, Boydell in third, Speeds fourth, up 20 spots. Will get the 5 bonus points, courtesy of Flatline Racing Bodies. Dustin Sargent fifth. Joseph may want to do some burnouts after this one. Well deserved. It's about time he got a win on a Monday night. He's won a matinee sprint car race in the past. Or if not a hometown heroes race with the sprint cars, but never a race like this. Talk with Grandy here shortly. We'll get your top 3 on in here. Don't forget, coming up in about 15 minutes or so from now, we've got our Rebels, or excuse me, not the Rebels, the Renegades taking place. So, again, still waiting on your top 3. But again, how about Steven Spees as well? Steven Spees, the Flatline Racing Bodies Hard Charger Award after that one. You also have, I'll give shout-outs to Andy Patton up 15, Gavin Chatham up 11. Spees' performance, that deserves, they don't do a mug anymore. I forgot what it is now. For it, I can check. Because we've got the driver of the week for 2023. It's like a medal or something. I don't know. Someone needs to confirm that for me. But we've got your top 3 in here. And let's begin with GJ Boydell. GJ, an awesome 3rd place run for you tonight. I know you start on pole, but I know a great run like this, I'm sure you'll take it.
Yeah, definitely, Marty. We were just talking, Jesse and Joseph and myself, and we said that was a really good race up front.
Absolutely, it was. A lot of side-by-side racing. You and Bandy were just about even. Is this what you expected tonight with the low line coming in too?
Yeah, after this afternoon's race, when we saw what happened, it was running around the top was going to be tough.
That's for sure, absolutely. Um, Another good run for you though, man. Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I just want to say hi to everybody at Ashwegan Speedway, and it's we're spring officially today, so everybody's starting to get ramped up here in Ontario. And another month, we'll have tracks open and going.
Absolutely, I'm excited for it too. I can't wait for the local season to begin. But great run tonight, man, and hopefully we see you in the Renegades.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a whack at it and have some fun. And just got one more little dig for you, Marty. Go Leafs, go, buddy!
Oh, you son of a gun! I knew that was coming. Yeah, we're getting toyed a lot in 716 country right now. So, all right, appreciate GJ. Great job.
Okay, take care, and thanks for the job that you and Isaac do for us, man. You're
Appreciate
awesome.
it, man. Definitely. Thank you. That's GJ Boydell, our third place finisher here. Jesse Bandy, let's go to him, our second place finisher here. Oh, I don't think we got him in just yet. Let's get him in now. Jesse, first off, welcome back. I know it's your second start. We missed you on the podium last week. How about that second place run after starting seventh?
Felt good. Felt good.
Absolutely.
Glad to be back.
Absolutely. We're really glad that you're back. What walk us through your game plan? Was it to run the bottom in this race tonight and try and maybe give some feedback to Brendan Lacey perhaps?
It's funny you say that because I didn't want to be on the bottom. I asked Lacey to let me know as soon as I get up top, and we just took the green, and it just kind of, I guess the lane was open, and I picked up a few spots on the bottom, and that's totally abnormal for me on the bottom. So I was a little out of my element there, and then just tried to get back up top and kind of wanted to see where the track was at. It was good on the bottom early on, but I think it was more in the middle.
Yeah, I saw something as well. I think it was just about the halfway point where you were bobbling just a little bit on the low line. Boydell got past you for second. You nearly lost third as well. Was it just an issue of throttle control? Maybe what was going on there from your end?
Yeah, I don't think I was in the tack just quite yet, and I probably lit up the tires and she started coming around. So yeah, definitely a driver error on that one, I would have to say. And yeah, we definitely we about went in the infield there. It was lucky to save that thing, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Did you also pass Grandy for the lead at one point? I think there was a time where you restarted in front of him as the leader. I didn't know if you had led a lap.
Yep, I do. Yep, we got the lead there, and he got back around us. And
okay, gotcha.
And then,
so we didn't...
Yeah, like I say, once we went back up top, he kind of checked out, and then I just was working on Boydell there, trying to get around him and trying to figure out where the quick line was at.
Absolutely.
Definitely seemed like it was probably more in the middle. I probably should have went to the middle sooner, but oh well.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to today?
Oh, Velocity Race Designs, Bio.com, Moon and Racing Engines, everybody over at Bandy Built, and you guys for the broadcast, and C2C for the league.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great run, and hopefully we're seeing Renegades action.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Jesse Bandy taking the second place finish here, and we go to Extreme eSpeed TV Victory Lane to talk with your winner, Joseph Grandy. You're a first time Monday Night Madness winner, man. How's that feel?
That feels pretty good. I feel there are more to come. I've been working on my sprint game.
Absolutely, man. What was your game plan headed into this one? When you won Heat 2, were you thinking in the car, that's the perfect place to be when taking the green flag?
I was gonna stay high, probably 75% of the race, and I was gonna do high 3 and 4, low 1 and 2. But I didn't really have to until the cautions came out late, and I figured I might as well do that to be safe.
Okay, absolutely. Couple of close calls late in the race, man. You nearly got taken out by a couple of drivers that spun around. What were you thinking in the car?
Well, I had to clench my cheeks a little bit.
Cold orange moment? Like your paint scheme? Had a feeling that was coming. But I know this one's got to feel good as well as a whole. Bandy gave you a challenge there early on the race from the looks, but he even passed you, which surprised me at one point.
Yeah, I think that when he got the lead, it was a little questionable, but I got it back. I didn't think I was faster up top. I just made a couple mistakes for him to get a little close.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he did a good job. Boydell, congrats on him for the third.
Absolutely. We're gonna see you in the Renegades.
Yeah, I'll take a shot at it. Why not?
Awesome. But you hanging with the Training Wheels teammates too.
Yep.
Awesome.
Like, Patrick Spangler for letting me in, and Brandon wasn't doing good that race. I don't know where he finished, but
Gotcha. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this one today?
I like to thank Catalytic Recovery, West End Towing and Repair, all the guys over at Train and Wheels Racing. I'd like to thank you for doing the broadcast coast to coast, and everybody that makes the wheels turn.
All righty, sounds good. We'll let you go. Enjoy this one. Congratulations, Joseph.
All right. Appreciate it.
Joseph Grandi, your winner in Extreme E-Speed Victory Lane. A huge win for him this evening. His first ever win on a Monday night. Pop up the official results here for you on your screen. Joseph Grandi, Jesse Bandy, G.J. Boydell, Steven Spees, Dustin Sargent, Cody Graham, Andy Patton, Brian Moore Sr., Rich Hall, and Gavin Chatham. The top 10, they are all eligible to race in the Renegades. Yes, they will be. All of them are eligible to transfer in. And also, shout out to Cody Graham playing some soup all the way from Raiders up to Renegades. So, good for him in that one. So, with that being said, we will step aside. Coming up next, the Renegades. You'll see it right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Before they go fast and start to power slide, we salute you with the big blocks 4 wide, the ground pounding, earth shaking, window rattling beast of the Northeast. It's the big block butterfly Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network here under the lights at Lima Land Motorsports Park. The sun is pretty much set on the first day of spring. We are ready to go for the Renegades, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. And we have a stacked car count for you. 32 drivers are going to try and make their way for 24 spots. We are going to be taking out 25% of this field when we are done here with our B main. Again, Marty Scala with you. Maybe having Dean Reynolds join us in just a bit. No Isaac Salas with us tonight as he is off on assignment. By the way, I want to give a quick shout earlier. Remember you know how we have the starts that are brought to you by Lucy Olson, and you know, she's from Villanova. We saw the ad, very impressive player. In the second round right now, the NCAA tournament, 3:16 left. She's got 21 points and 9 rebounds, so a board away from a double-double, which is pretty cool. Want to give a quick mention on that. I know Roland's down there in Greensboro. I believe it's at the Pavilion. Yeah, watching for sure. Yeah, the Pavilion in Villanova, I believe that's what it is. So, but we're ready to go, though, for our first heat race of the evening. And heat race number 1, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Here's the starting lineup. Barry Goldner and Randy Shreves make up row number 1. Brandon Templeton and Gary Taylor, row number 2. That's the captain on the outside in the 34. Row number 3, Chris Schaefer and Shorty John Short. Row number 4, Jesse Bandy and Kurt Schatzer, Superman. The defending Rebels champ starts from 8th. So we've got 4 heats, 8 cars each. We'll take your top 4. So we'll roll the field now for 8 laps. And let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Short just came in. Very happy about Grandy's run, and a nice run for Steven Spieth. He did confirm too the driver of the week does get a medal. So appreciate him sharing that with us. And the driver of the week 2, we haven't given a driver of the week yet for week 1. Okay. Just checking. Our last one on dirt was Dustin. I'll give a shout out to some of our race sponsors too that you've been seeing throughout the evening. First off, the blimp camera brought to you by Young Gun Creations. Looking for a new rapid and affordable price? Contact Aiden Young for some great personalized service. Excellent designs. The caution flags brought to you by the Salty Dogs race team. With many of the senior members, the Coast to Coast Racing League, when 3 more dogs in a race, a dog bone will be awarded the highest finisher. Here we go, Heat 1, winners on pole, we're green. Good start for Randy Shreves, the exit of turn 2, just about 3 wide for 3rd position. Templeton slows up short. Taylor looks for a run the outside for that final transfer spot on John Short. Meanwhile, Shreves wicket with a huge gap. 1.1 seconds in about 2 laps. Wild race for P2. You've got the outside, Golner underneath Templeton to throw the slider on corner exit. Some near contact for 4th between Short and Taylor. That's Schatzer who tries to force a 3 wide, but doesn't work. Taylor bounces off the wall for a second. Look out, Schaefer and Taylor, or rather Schaefer and Schatzer just about touch. We start to see some net code off of the number 23. Taylor's got to be careful. Don't want to open up, give an opening to Jesse Batty, who's right on his tail, and Batty tries underneath, kisses the wall. Oh, look out there, that got tight. Taylor's back in 7th. And Barry Golder's in the 4th spot. John Short's in 3rd. One to go at the line. Schaefer trying to hold off Barry Golner as much as he can. Randy Shreves with a 2-second advantage on Brandon Templeton, John Short, Chris Schaefer. You know your top 3. We're going to watch the race for the final transfer spot. Barry could have a chance on the outside. Schaefer plays defense, and Schaefer takes the win. Photo for 5th. It's Golner over Schatzer, and Randy Shreves is on the pole in the 56 this evening. We're set for our second heat race of the evening, heat race number 2, brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Row number 1, that is Gentleman Jack Hitt and Bob DeGood. Row 2, the Professor John Hine and low line Brennan Lacey. Row 3, the Bassman Roger Craig and the Desert Demon Terry Landis. In row 4, the Money King Kyle Moonen and Jeff Kemper in the 181. Winner starts next to Randy Shreves. Stack up already, Jack Hitt. What brake checked John Hine, and we're green, and that he brings up a huge accordion effect, and Hine's all the way back to last. He's got damage. He is going to be furious with Jack Hitt for sure. And he's probably going to be glad that Brennan Lacey just took the lead away from him. DeGood's in 3rd, and they nearly touch. How about Landis in the final transfer spot? But just remember where Kyle Moonen is. He's in 6th, and he can close in fast. 3 wide for P2. This could get crazy as Brennan Lacey has pulled away. A lap that was nearly a second better. The second place driver, making a half second better. 11 even lap. Could it be 10.99 or under? This time it is for Brennan Lacey. Holy cow. Just enjoying this race for second, and Brennan's race against the clock. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Moonen To get fourth from Terry Landis, he can. Oh, whoa, whoa, boy. Dakota Kemper. Around goes the 181. And now we got a good race for second, still ramping up. Or rather, we've got your top four, Lacey, Moonen, Hit, and Landis. They're just having fun at the moment. Meanwhile, Brennan Lacey's been posting qualifying laps. He starts with the outside of row one, working the Spangler line. Would love to see, let's check for the heck of it, Brennan Lacey's lap times in those final few laps, if we have them. 10:98, 10:99, 10:97, 11 even, 11:18. That's cinema right there for you. So, heat race number 3 brought to you by Venom Racing. Your starting lineup looks like this. Chad Cote and Ross the Boss Corinna. Goose and the Boss, row number 1. Row 2, G.J. Boydell and the salesman, Blake Chapman. Row number 3, Preston Kramer, the Ayla Outlaw. In the 07, Joseph Grandy just coming off the way in the 518. And row 4, the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, and the Detective Steven Spees in the 55. Let us know as well who you were rooting for in the chat. We'll be sure to give you a shout out live and on the air. Hello, sir. Dean Reynolds has made it into the party.
What's going on?
Nothing much, nothing much. Set to begin heat race number 3. You in?
Yeah, let me turn down my tablet. I probably got it on too loud and you can hear it. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good. So, yep, Dean's with me again. No Isaac this evening. But we're set for the beginning of heat 3. Winner starts inside row 2, bottom 4 go to the B main. A 16 entry B main. We know 8 of them already. 8 in and 8 in the A main, 8 in the B main. Cote got a good jump in turn 1, but Corinna with a huge drive on corner exit. He takes the lead, and Blake Chapman barely squeezes through to take second and 3 wide for the runner-up spot. Boydell may be the biggest loser. He's in no man's land on the low side in 5th. Randy still looks for that final transfer spot. Everyone working the cushion as you look for the Young Gun Creations cam. Still a great race for that final spot. Wilson bounces off the wall, may lose some time. Boydell just tries to find the bite. It's just not working out. He's just hoping someone on high rides the wall. He's still hanging in there. Though, gotta give him credit. Right on board with Tyler Wilson. Give you a good idea what Boydell's talking about. Look how he got side by side on corner exit. That's the loosest he's been off the corner. And so Grandy's got everyone cleared. Boydell may even fall back to 7th here. Preston Cranmer did not take the green flag for the start of the heat, so he'll start from the rear. They're 4 wide for that final spot, making 3 wide for 5th at the white flag. But this heat race is all Ross Corinna's. Let's go to the race for 4th. Grandy looks for 3rd. It's 3 wide for 5th on back. Here comes Steven Spees, but it's Grandy that takes the final spot. Corinna, Chapman, Cote, Grandy, your transfers. Final heat race set to take place. I know I was not trying to rhyme. Brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Big Money, Dustin Sargent, and the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. That is your front row. Row number 2, Kyle Sargent and Devo Donovan Ross. Row 3, Jeff Flero and the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson. And row number 4, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker and Stephen Goldner back with us.
So how's Marty?
Marty's good. Marty's
That's
good.
Good.
He did something pretty cool today.
What'd I do?
No, he did.
Oh, Marty?
Yes.
You got engaged? You joined the frat house?
No.
You bought a sprint car?
No.
Starting goalie for the Sabres?
I wish.
I'm all out of guesses, Marty. I haven't got on social, so I haven't seen. I'm sorry.
We'll just...
Oh, yes. No, you going to Knoxville.
Yes. Yes. The coast-to-coast meetup.
Yep, you going to Knoxville. And you know, there's a guy that came to me, and you think I can remember who it was, at the Syracuse show, and told me he's got 4 week-long tickets for the grandstands. And I can't remember who it was, because I think I could probably get him sold.
Nice. Nice. All right, final heat race. Here we go. There you see the high side banger by Dustin Sargent. Clears. Look at that. Spangler threads the needle and takes the lead. He said, you ain't taking that from me. Oh, hang on, Devo. Oh, Steven on his side. He loses the top wing. That's the wildest start we've had this evening by far, Dean.
What a move by Patrick, I tell you. But I think he expected it. I mean, that was a clean slider by Sargent, and Patrick knew it was coming, so he just did what he had to do.
Good gap between Atkinson and Barker, just about 0.7 of a second. Sargent still fighting back, but there's contact.
No, that wasn't as clean.
Between, oh, hang on, Dustin slides up. Look at Jesse. He got so loose trying to avoid it. Here comes Jeff Barker. But Barker rides the wall. This is a scene like nobody wants to transfer in, Dean.
Well, you got so many. Oh, and Flaro got into Jeff.
Yep, Barker sideways.
You got 8 cars out here that are equal speed, and that's Renegades.
Absolutely. Stephen Goldner gets out of the way, but here comes Kyle Sargent, side by side for the lead. Sargent may challenge Spangler for this heat win at a track that's known for the high side. Final lap. Spangler with a good drive on corner exit. Sargent couldn't get it. May have to set it in big time through 3 and 4. Spangler's got him cleared and wins the final heat. Dustin third and Atkinson fourth. You see them shake hands, say good race, good race.
Actually, that was, and I'm sure that's probably what they're doing. Or at least a fist pump. Ever since COVID, we got a fist pump, don't we?
Yes, pretty much.
So
All
8
right.
come out of B. How many is starting?
16. We've had our biggest car count in a
Jeez.
while.
There are a lot of
for a
renegades out there.
race. Yeah, well,
I didn't know there was that many good sprint car drivers.
well,
That
remember,
means when I come back in Rebels, it's going to be easy pickings, right?
keep in
right.
mind, beginning next week, the IL goes into effect.
Oh, correct.
Where all the
yeah, but they
drive-
still only have 5 that move up, though, correct?
Top
From
10,
oh, it is top 10 until the IL. That's right.
I believe so.
Yeah, because I know it's 5. I think after that.
So here's the lineup for the B main. Barry Goldner and Bob DeGood, row number 1. Steven Spees and Jeff Flero, row 2. Kurt Schatzer, Roger Craig, row number 3. Tyler Wilson, Jeff Barker, row 4. Jesse Bandy, Jeff Kemper, row number 5. GJ Boydell, Donovan Ross in row number 6. Row number 7, John Hine and Gary Taylor. Row 8, Preston Cranmer, Stephen Goldner. Preston Cranmer, no call to grid, so he will not make the Renegade show this evening. But you know the guy we're watching out for closely here to make this charge, don't you, Dean?
Well, we got bookends of Goldners. We got senior on the front, and we got, well, not junior because they're not the same name, but Steven in the back. Yes, I'm right on Steven right now.
Get ready for his charge. We're going to watch the guy as well after the first lap, who's in 8th. That's Jeff Barker. But hold on to your seats. This could be the wildest B main ever in the Coast to Coast Racing League history. And it's starting already. Bob DeGood rides the wall. Barry Goldner clears. Steven Spees looks for the lead. Here we go for the 8th spot. Currently belongs to Jesse Bandy. But about Roger Craig, he has other plans. He's into 7th. 4 wide for the final spot. It is wild and frisky. Schatzer sideways. Big stack up on back. A lot of cars involved in that one. And in 8th is Schatzer. And Steven Goldner just took the final spot away. So some of the drivers not moving on. Jeff Barker, Jesse Bandy, Gary Taylor, Tyler Wilson as of right now. Davin Rosto trying to fight back. Steven Goldner's in 9th, guys.
Yeah, and it with 3 wide in front of him, so it's not going to be an easy walk for him to pass some cars.
4 wide in front of him. Oh my goodness me. Roger Craig's in 5th. Barry's in 4th. Hides up in the wall. Goldner's got to take action. Oh man, and Boydell got loose. John Hyde's up to the 8th spot. Maybe not for long. He nearly makes contact with Steven Goldner. And Goldner goes through and thrusts the Nino. There goes Craig. What the hell just happened? And now 3 laps to go in our Gambler B main. Hyde and Kemper, the teammates, race for the final spot. 2 to go, Dean.
Yeah, and Goldner's are side by side now. Look at that.
That's the race for 4th spot. Steven Speeds with a 1.7 second advantage. But this is the race to get the final spot into the 35 lap big dance. Hyde or Kemper? Who's it gonna be? How's it gonna be done? Hyde clears Kemper. Does Kemper have any drive back off in turn number 4? He does, but it's Hyde. The professor takes Kemper to school and makes it in. Wow, that was something.
Those teammates going for that last spot, too.
So it was. Good to see them race each other clean, too. And so it's time now for our Wash Weekend Speedway warm-up watch. So, you asked me how I am. How's Dean?
Busy getting ready for Atomic, and I'm sure you've been playing the advertisements, and I appreciate that. And hopefully some of the Coast to Coast fans will take a trip down to Ohio, and not this coming weekend, but next weekend.
Nice. Yeah, I just got done with the Junior College National Tournament at Herkimer. And so that was a fun week. Appreciate all of you guys that tuned in to the NJCA network for the love and support. That was definitely meant a lot too. So yeah, I had to stay an extra night though, unfortunately, because of all the snow that came in late. So while we are at it, let's talk about what's coming up next week on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Tomorrow night is Topside Tuesday, brought to you by Cool Ray. We've got midgets at Fallujah, Prolates at Lunarville. That's where we'll begin broadcast. Nope, next to me. Prolates at Lunarville. Prolate models at Lucas Oil. That's when we begin broadcasting around 8:30 p.m. time. And then the Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix for the NASCAR Truck Tip Trail, brought to you by Lucy Olson and the Salty Dogs. Wednesday night, the Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies, Sprint Cars at Knoxville, and then the Late Model Cars Tour at North Wilkesboro. Thursday Night Thunder, brought to you by Williams Grove. We've got the small and big blocks at Williams Grove. And then Coda Grand Prix race for the Xfinity Series, guys. Next week for us, we are at Lucas Oil Speedway. We start at 8 p.m. on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
I'm looking forward to Thursday because I think I'm the only one that likes to race at Williams Grove. so I'm interested to get there.
As of right now, I believe I will be broadcasting the Thursday night race.
Oh, cool.
So I'll be looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing Coda the most too. Wow, it probably will be, not a lot of racing happening. I think though it's still going to be a lot of fun. Finalizing everything's up here. Terry Lannis, the quickest 1185. You should have seen Brennan Lacey, Dean, before you came in. he was running consistent 11-second laps on the high side.
You know, and that's interesting you say that because Lima Land is the high side, and then when the high side gets burned off, it becomes almost 3 lanes because you can run the middle, and then we know what Brennan's going to do if it's there, because we've seen him hug these tires how many times here and make it work. So this is going to be a lot of fun, especially with 35 laps. You know, we brought it up last week. Those extra 5 laps do really mean a lot. A track can change in that last 5 laps.
Absolutely, that's for sure. Well, we're set for our final feature of the evening. Let's meet the field. Here's the Super NerdCar Series starting lineup. On the front row, Randy Shreves in the 56 and Lowline Master Brennan Lacey in the 414. Row 2 with the boss, Ross Carino in the 010, and the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Watch the outside of the first 2 rows very closely. Maybe the outside of the first 3 rows. Inside, Brandon Templeton, the 31. Outside, the Money King, Kyle Moonen. Row number 4, the Salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20. And Kyle Sargent in the 91. Row 5, John Shorty in the 51. And teammate Desertine and Terry Landis in the 61. Row number 6 is the Goose, Chad Cote in the 11. And Dustin Big Money Sargent in the 77. Row number 7, Chris Schaefer in the 23. And Gentleman Jacket in the 217. Row 8, Joseph Grady in the 518. Coming off the first ever Monday night win for him. And Jesse X and Pink Panther in the 127. Row 9, the Detective, Stephen Spees in the 55. Bob D. Good in the 7. Row 10, Jack Valero in the 200. Stephen Goldner in the 30. Row 11, Barry Goldner in the 36. And Superman Kurt Chapter in the 218. Rounding out the field, G.J. Boydell in the 014. And the Professor, John Hine in the 071. When to go, Dean? Who do you got winning?
I am going to go with a little bit of a surprise. Not that he's a surprise because he's a renegade, but I'm going to go with Ross Carenta.
All right, good pick, good pick. I'm going to go with Brennan in this one. As they make their way through 3 and 4, we're set for the Lucy Olson start. Where else would you rather be? From right here, right now, from coast to coast, showtime at Lima Land. Oh, look out!
Hang on.
Lacey sideways touched the tail tank of Randy Shreves. Cars those sideways under the first caution. And it's Chad Cote that went around. Here's a look at the replay. Dean, what happened here with the Goose?
Actually, I got to go back. I'm still daydreaming here, working on my phone.
Oh, he did not get going. Schaefer just got him. And then Cote caught the Tory tire.
Well, it's interesting because Lacey, when he got going, his car pushed big time. Because I guess, oh yeah, there was a checkup. There was a checkup between Blake and Shorty, and then Chad had nowhere to go.
Absolutely. Look at this too, John Hine. How did he lose the? What? How did he lose the top of the car?
Yeah, he lost his top wing.
Let's take a look at this. Oh, Schatzer got into him and just rode the roof. Now, we did not see that part of things.
Oh, Schatzer got Barry Goldner just slowing down. Oh, no, Barry is just going right to avoid. Who the heck was that? He was trying to avoid, so Barry just went to the right and got into Kurt, and then Kurt got into John.
All right, we'll try this again in a double fire restart. Again, new rule change. Coast to Coast Racing League up to a limited amount of restarts here. Brennan Lacey looks to take the lead here with the bottom on Randy Shreves, which he does. Low line leads. Good race for third. Ross Carino, Patrick Spangler. The boss prevails with the third position. Spangler tries to fight back. Cote and Hyde, and maybe more. Grandy and Schaefer, but we're still under the green flag as they crash below the track. So we'll stay green, but Lacey's got some lap traffic to deal with, and Carino's got some company, or rather Shreves has company by Carino and Spangler, Dean.
Yeah, and it's you know, Brennan's doing his stuff, but it's interesting to see if any of the other lanes will come in with all these laps. Yeah, it's tough to bet against Brennan here, though. I went with Ross just to be different.
Surprising to see this too. Brennan Lacey, we call him Lowline Lacey in the past because he knows the low line better than anyone else here in the Coast to Coast Racing League. He's actually running the cushion. Now, could that be as a result of the recent season update? Now he's back on the low line as I say it.
Yeah, but the season update, though, it wasn't a major update because it took only a couple minutes to load, but it did change some things. So, you could be right, Marty.
Kyle Moon is in the 4th position, trying to close it on Spengler for 3rd. You see some sparks fly. That's okay. Just don't want to have the car with both wheels in the wall. The right rear's fine. You just don't want that front of the wall, or else it could be a bad day going wrong for the driver involved. Let's look at another race. Randy Shreves and Terry Landis. How about this run for the Desert Demon, Dean? Starting 10th. He's looking for 7th.
Yeah, and Terry's got such a smooth style.
Oh, Randy! Bounced off the wall, but he keeps it straight. Go ahead.
But that's what you need here. You need at Lima Land, you need a smooth style with a sprint car. Because especially cars with this much power. And, there's some guys here that can really excel at this track, even though you might not know them as being up front runners.
Nice slider by the Money King, Kyle Moonen. Spengler decides, let's crisscross it. Sends it in big time. Moonen caught the wall. Spengler keeps control of 3rd. Moonen, though, wants it back, but there is Ross Carino in the way. Moonen has second thoughts about it, but it nearly opened the door for Blake Chapman, Dean.
Well, and then Brennan's got about 10 cars in front of him, and they're 3 wide.
Oh, my. All the way underneath and nearly forces it 4 wide. Puts a lap on Jeff Flero. Now, wasn't that the same track where he was about to win with 2 laps to go with like a half a lap lead and then a caution flag came out?
Yeah.
Look at oh, man! Nearly got hit from Jack Het. Het sideways. And the caution flag will come out because of it.
Track. He did what he thought he needed to do, hold his brake because he knew he was getting too far sideways. So Jack just did a smart move, hold his brake so the guys knew where he was at.
Yeah. Here's a look at the replay. Slight contact with Hine. Made contact. I thought Lacey, I'm not kidding, I thought Lacey was going to go around there, Dean.
That was tight, and he's lapped up to 19th place now, too. That just shows you what kind of a run he had with 16 laps. We're not even halfway, and he's got 5 cars lapped.
Here's a look at hits on board. Man, tire to tire contact, and somehow Lacey was able to keep it straight. That's unbelievable.
I still like to know what that setup is. I mean, he's got the flattest wing out there, running the bottom, and that car is so tight and so good with so much drive. Not that take anything away from Brennan driving it, because he's still got to drive it, but man, what a setup.
Absolutely. Lacey and Corinna, a Bandyville front rows. We come back to green.
Yeah, you would think they would share the same notebook, but their styles are different.
Absolutely. Spengler stuck up in the middle, 3 wide for 3rd. How about John Short of that 51? How about Kyle Moonen around the outside looking for 3rd? Oh, Moonen just got turned, and here we go. Big one breaks out, at least 5 cars involved. Chapman's one of them. Same with Templeton, Dustin, and Kyle Sargent.
Now, Moonen never stopped moving. I wonder if he'll get his spot back. And if his car is going to be good enough to do it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Here's the look. Closer angle. Ooh, that was some big net code. There's Chapman. Now, because he was involved in that wreck and had all the damage, I think that may be going to the back. Yeah, he will have to get a quick repair.
That was some serious net code.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was tight quarters there, but yeah, if they rolled through without any net code, they would have came out the other end. That wasn't Patrick's fault at all.
From the Young Gun Creations drone. Look at this one. So many drivers come into the top because that's where the dominant line is. Nowhere to go.
And brakes on sprint cars, for lack of a better term, they suck.
Yes, that is true. They do. All right, coming back to green this time. We're just about halfway home. Oh, Lacey caught the Tory tire there. Could Carrera use this to his advantage or not? He'll switch up top. Could be what Ross needs. Nope, Lacey just continues the magic like he does.
Moonen did keep his spot, but his car is damaged and he's losing positions.
Absolutely. Oh, look at that. Hang on, Golder! And the Moonen. Wow! What a save! You know, it just makes me think, too, why did Kyle not decide to take a quick repair? Because he would be in the 18th position on the restart. Maybe because of being tail end, perhaps?
Yeah, because sometimes when you're under yellow and you gas it, the car might still feel okay. So you always take the green and find out. Now I bet you he's going to get a quick repair now.
Probably. Chris Schaefer, Brandon Templeton, here's a reason why. Racing in the back, they just received a quick repair. I know Brandon did, not sure about Chris. Ooh, one came down, one had no yaw, and they just hooked.
Yeah, there's just so many grooves out here. And if you're on a single screen, if you're 3 wide, you don't know where the other car is. It's so tough.
Steven Goldner, though, just had one heck of a save there for sure.
Now, an interesting tidbit, I was in another sprint car league on Friday night, and we ran a Lincoln 2 weeks ago, and it got dead slick like this is, and John Short got faster as that race went on. So he's going to be interesting to watch because this track's burned off pretty good now. And Terry Landis 5th.
So, whoa, yeah, that's a great point. Landis is in 5th.
Speed 6th.
Speed's up 11th. Boydell and Hine each up 13th and 10th and 11th. Here we go. Spangler tries to find some grip up in the top. As he continues to run the patented hide side. Same with Speeds. 12 to go. Short and Corinna for P2. Doesn't work. Goes Spangler, but he's stuck in the neutral line. The high side is where you want to be with 11 to go. Spangler may have a chance here, Dean.
Yeah, no, hang on there, Shorty. Got a little loose coming off.
See everyone on the top. Terry Landis in no man's land. He's back in the 9th spot after restarting in 5th. 10 to go, coming to 9th line. Spangler tries the slide job, but did not have any room. Dustin Sargent has crashed it. He's put it in the pits. We stay under the green flag. Can Spangler throw the slider here? No, Short had just enough room, barely. And now the crisscross attempt. Can Spangler get a huge drive off at turn 4? Not really. It'll be 7 to go when they come to the line, Dean.
Yeah, and Ross is gaining a little, but I think he's going to run out of laps.
Absolutely. Gap is just about 9/10 of a second between him and Brennan Lacey. Lap traffic could be a factor. Oh, Short!
Hang on.
Great save, but he loses a lot of positions. Falls back into 7th position. Yeah, 6 laps of racing to go. Atkinson in 6th. Steven Goldner in the top 5 of 15 spots after starting 20th. Could try and do what Steven Speeds did. Now, remember Steven Speeds started from 24th in the Rebels race, and I'm trying to remember here, he finished 5th, or he finished somewhere in the top 6 or 7.
He's had himself a good 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Nowhere to go on the low line if you're these guys, but if you're Brennan Lacey, heck, any groove is possible. The only guy that knows the tricks of Lima Land Motorsports Park. He's got lap traffic in front of him. A 1.8 second advantage on Ross Carino at 2 laps to go. Templeton pulls off the track. Lacey so close to winning the championship last season, but fell short to Patrick Spangler and Knoxville. Final lap for Brennan Lacey. He wants that title back badly through 3 and 4. Race 2, win 1 of the season. Brennan Lacey takes Lima Land. 1-2 finish for him and Corinna. Spangler 2nd, Spees 3rd, Spangler 3rd, Spees 4th, Goldner 5th. Your biggest mover of 15 positions.
Well, it was Lacey's sandbox, and we were all playing in it.
Absolutely.
See, now Ross Carrenta knows what to do in his photo ops. He had his wing back running the race, but he doesn't want anyone to see the setup he had, so he moved his wing all the way forward. So does Spangler. That's a real thing in actually real life, because they don't want people to study where your wing angle was and how far back he was. So in real life, the Outlaws and all that, you watch them, they'll move their wings all the way forward when they go on the podium.
Really?
These are smart guys, Ray. Oh, yeah.
They
Don't
adjust
want to
those,
give away any secret.
they adjust the wings in car?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They've
Oh,
been
wow.
doing that since the late 80s.
I always thought that was just an iRacing thing, but okay, that's pretty
No,
cool.
no, that's a full, that's an all-out sprint car thing.
Nice. All right, well, we will get out of here with the proceedings, and we'll begin with our third place finisher in Patrick Spangler. Patrick, I think just a simple one. Just walk us through your race, the positives you took away from today.
Yeah, I got decent draws in the fourth heat, though, so I was starting behind Lacey. Just trying to make the top side work. It just wasn't there today. As much as the bottom was for Lacey, I think at the end he was still turning 3/10 faster on the bottom. Not quite sure what happened with Kyle there. I don't know if I got into him or just 3 wide racing incident.
Yeah, we could tell you there that was a netcode situation.
It was netcode, Patrick. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I felt bad for that one. I know it was me, him, and Short were on 3 wide side by side. That'd be cool to watch, but sucks that happened. Was clean, super clean racer, and did not mean for that to happen. That good, but other than that, Ross and Lacey were just another zip code tonight.
How tough was it to pass John Short as well? Obviously, it came down to a mistake on his end when he got sideways off of turn 2.
Yeah, the top was just so dominant. My car wasn't really good in the bottom, so I tried the middle, and then he cut down. Like, I don't know if he just spun the tires. It's super easy to spin the tires tonight, and he just came down. I had to get on the brakes, and then finally the top side opened up. I just had to be patient and not force it. But I was having trouble all tonight spinning the tires.
What do you want to
Patrick, I'm so sorry, Marty. I got one question. You've run a lot of different tracks, a lot of different leagues, a lot of different races. Is it, I don't want to say frustrating, but is it mind-boggling just at this one track to see a guy so dominant in a groove no one else runs with a wing totally flat and just, I'm mind-boggled by it. Are you a little bit also?
Yeah, he does it every short track. Fairbury, Kokomo, Lima Land, the inside line just never goes away for him. Fairbury and Kokomo have a shot towards the end of it, but he just has it figured out here. And I have Knoxville. Yeah, I have Knoxville figured out on top. So, I mean, you have guys that are really good at certain tracks, and I knew this was going to be a strong one, but we start to get to some wall banging tracks at the end of the season here.
That's why you got your nickname, my friend.
Yeah.
Patrick, who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Just shout out to you and Dean for always a good broadcast. Raj run the league, everything he does. Training Wheels Racing. I know Tyler didn't have the night he wanted, or Dimmer, but Grandy had a good run going into the A main tonight. Dad and Uncle back home watching, and yeah, see you guys here next week.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great run, and looking forward to next week.
Yep, sounds
Good
good.
job, bro.
Patrick Spangler, our third place finisher. And we'll move to our second place finisher here in Ross the Boss Corinna. Ross came close to Brennan. What more did you need for him tonight from your perspective?
Basically, I just needed him to hit a couple more tires. I don't know. I mean, you guys have seen it for the last couple seasons. He just got something here, and I told him, I was in Discord with him, I said, even if I get close, I'm not going to push you that hard because I don't think I've got anything for you anyway. So just kind of happy with the second place.
Now, you mentioned you're in the same Discord, and there's other Vanderbilt drivers. I'm sure you guys are talking setups, and I'm sure he's not shy. I'm sure he's probably telling you what he's doing. But is it just something that he has over everybody else? Is it just a magic there that Brennan has?
Yeah, I mean, we all have the set he's running. It's just for some reason Goldner can run it pretty good too. I can't run it near as well. I don't know if my throttle foot's a little too heavy compared to theirs or what, but I kind of expected everybody else in the race to be down there too. So I ran a totally different set, something for the top, but
Gotcha. Okay.
Luckily I think Lacey said he got into a couple sketchy instances there with lap traffic, but for the most part, everything was clean. So.
Ross, though, other than that, other positives you take away?
Oh yeah, I mean it's it's always fun to come out here and podium finish. There's, I mean this league there's not slouches in here. You know, it's pretty competitive, especially when you get up to the Renegades, and anytime you can finish second, it's obviously a positive.
Who do you want to give shout outs to on the run?
I like to thank my teammates over at Phantom Motorsports, the Vanderbilt guys, M9 Performance for the setup tonight, Velocity Race Design, Weichel Sportswear, Power Outdoors. I don't know, I'm sure there's a couple other that I'm forgetting. You guys for putting on the show, and then everyone behind the scenes running the league. Keep this thing going.
All righty, man. Well, we'll let you go. Great run today, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ross Carino, your second place finisher. And now we move on to Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane to talk with your race winner. Brennan Lacey gets it done this evening. Brennan, no one had anything for you. This is your playground once again.
Yeah, I wish I could run this place every week. I love this little track. This is my
5 cars in this league.
that's my
12 wins for
forte.
ya.
Yeah, I love this place, man. It's everything clicks here when it needs to, and I can run. I run up on the fence on the heats and get down there on the tires in the feature, and it's fast Bill's way. So I wish we could get here every week, boys.
Now, Brennan, on lap 15, I go, Marty, take a look what's in front of Brennan. And Marty was watching a race for like 5th. They were like 10 cars right in front of you about lap 15. And then there was a 3 wide, and you go to the bottom to try to make it 4 wide. Did you stain your shorts, or did you knew what you were doing?
No, it's it's just me. I'm so used to driving cars where you got to be paying attention to 3 cars in front of you at all times. So I don't even really pay attention to what's around me. So I'm just looking forward to me. And I'm like, oh, there's a gap there, and it's open there. So I know if I clear them, that I'm gonna be clear all around. So I'm just like, let's fit it and see what happens, because I know the car's gonna stick down there and it's gonna take off from them. So that's what I tried to do.
I cannot believe that you did not spin out with the contact you have with Jack. Yeah. With the way it was, the wheel-to-wheel contact, how you did not spin, I don't know.
Yeah, that one coming out, I think it was 2 where that happened. I was, just put the gas down and I was letting it eat, and all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, and then it snapped to the right, and I let it down, and I literally slammed the brakes trying to get it to set back down, and somehow saved it, and no damage. Wheel damage was not a thing, so I got lucky on that one.
Absolutely, man. Next week, Lucas Oil. I'm sure you're looking forward to that one too.
Yeah, one of my favorites. That's what I like, is it's the only track on the sim that I have real life experience racing at. So it's one of my favorite ones to go to for sure.
What do you want to
Sorry, Marty. I did want to. Oh, asphalt guys, I'm sorry. You said real life experience. Some say this game does help. Some say it's just not quite that close. What do you find if you go to that track? Is it just like how it is normally, or somewhat, or not really close at all?
I think they built Lucas to be one of the best, honestly, because everyone's probably found it. On both ends, there is a ledge on the top that you can't see and you can't feel it.
Oh, I found it.
So that is actually how it is in real life. It's a shelf, and it goes up there, and if the right rear hops it, the car is going to wheel stand, and it's going to take off. Both corners are that way. And they did a fantastic job of that. Fantastic at how the track wears there. I watched a USMTS race. You guys are from the north, so you probably don't know what USMTS is, but they went there and they were running 4 wide for the lead around that place, and I got video of it. Just black slick. It's one of the best tracks in the nation. There's no wonder they call it the Diamond of Dirt tracks for sure.
That's cool.
What do you want to give shout outs to, Brennan?
Big shout out to Vanderbilt as always. Big shout out to Bandy as well for a little tough luck for him tonight, but luckily he was in there spotting for me, making sure everything was going clear, and just telling me to hit my marks. Big shout out to Ross, as well, for having a great run there. Good to see him get a second, and Golden, they're charging from, I think it was 16th in a B main up to 5th in an A. So he was on the wheel tonight, for sure. And then also shout out to Ross for the paint. Dirt Dankster Apparel online as well. Check them out if you haven't already. And appreciate you boys, you coming on here and doing this for us. And as always, Moon and Racing Engines. Things are the best in the world.
There you go. I got to get one of those too.
Alrighty, brother. Well, we will let you go. Congratulations. See you next week.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all.
Brent Lacey, your winner he is in Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane. Extreme eSpeed TV, one of your official broadcasters of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Check out their broadcasts throughout the week on a Coast to Coast Racing Network broadcast near you. They do a lot of the Thursday Night Thunder stuff that you see, the small and big block, and the Xfinity race trail, and a bunch of other races throughout the year. All right, let's pop up your official results here. Brennan Lacey with the win, Ross Corinna second, Patrick Spangler third, Steven Spees fourth, Stephen Goldner fifth, Jesse Atkinson sixth, John Short seventh, GJ Boydell eighth, ninth Terry Landis, and 10th John Hine. Dean, they got bad news, no cameras tonight, so you can't pull them up, but I'll pull them up on the screen.
There you go. Oh, yeah, well, it's good anyways, because he's got a new place now. He sleeps in the cabinet in the kitchen.
What? That is a...
He actually knows how to open up the freaking door and then jump up in there. I called him the stupidest cat in the world. Cute as all hell. But the stupidest cat in the world learned how to open up a cabinet, go jump inside, and sleep. I don't know. Just don't know. Maybe he's smarter than me. He doesn't have to pay taxes, so he probably is. There he is.
Oh, buddy. No, buddy, too. What a weird kitty cat. All right. As we wrap things up here, next week should be a fun one. Lucas Oil Speedway. You know, that's a track where, you know, that's a high side dominant track, but as always, you just never know, especially with Brennan Lacey.
Well, yeah, what's going to be good is we had our league last night, and we ran Lucas Oil, and again, the update might have helped. It was racy. It was really, now that was auto modified, but it was still encouraging how racy it was, and that was racy even before the update.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it should be a fun one next week under the lights. You know, we had a fun time there last season. I think we have another good one once again. So we'll wrap things up here tonight on behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig and his amazing crew of admins. On behalf of Dean Reynolds, Marty Sakala signing off. Dustin Sargent, Joseph Grandy, Brennan Lacey are winners tonight at Lima Land. So long, everyone.